Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used these words and variations of racial slurs more than a dozen times in the chat. This is William Hendricks.
Oh, okay. See, I saw this on social media. I thought, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought when they were doing this, I thought it was an AI. I really thought it was an AI, bro. I'm like, and today we got young Republicans exposed for being insanely racist. Another from your boy Jew. And I saw the thumbnail, and yo, let's just check this out, buddy. Forgive me, y'all. I was in, I got I still got my workout stuff on. I was in the gym, baby, getting them gangs in, boy. Let's check this out, shall we?
Keep calling us racist.
One of the messages referred to black people as monkeys and watermelon people.
Whoa! Everyone, it's a it was right. What?
And it actually gets worse. JM says, can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the blank aesthetic.
Don't call us anymore.
The text messages that were leaked from this Republican group chat are filled with racism and anti-Semitism.
Wow. And how much you want to bet that I guess the heads up, whoever like the heads up, they ain't gonna do nothing. They probably gonna look the other way and keep it going, bro. They're just gonna wait till this probably all died down and just keep it going, bro. I'm calling it now.
Other news, water is wet.
Republicans have spent an entire year crying about being called racist, Hitler-loving, fascists.
And you know what crazy? I know I already paused it, but I always thought like the Republicans always supposed to do right. You know what I'm saying? I thought they supposed to do balance, like do what's right and also talk about what's right and also talk about what's wrong. But from what I'm seeing, bro, like, that's crazy.
People who are saying this is Gestapo stuff, they're calling us.
They've called us fascist.
If you don't obey them, they denounce you as a racist. Why do they keep calling us racist?
Stop demonizing us. Don't call us anymore. Don't call us
only foreign.
Bro, we see if y'all don't want to be called that, then I'm pretty sure we're gonna call the young ones that. But bro, y'all is that though. I'm saying
an insane young Republican group chat to leak, exposing them for being racist, Hitler-loving, fascists.
The group is like, it's crazy. You can't. It's like, bro. See, bro, I thought Republicans were supposed to be like more, like I said once again, like talk about what's wrong and what's right. But these jokers are just wild, bro.
Chat members spoke freely about the love of Nazis. I love.
I guess they want to use their freedom of speech, but then are they gonna? I guess they fail to realize like consequences come with those too. So if this could be a FAFO moment for them.
Leaked messages exposed.
One of the messages referred to black people as monkeys and watermelon people. One talked about sending political opponents to gas chambers to, quote, watch people burn now.
And honestly, if anyone is surprised by this situation, they are being willfully ignorant. Conservatives have been very clear with how they feel about any person of color and their plans for America, which is Project 2025.
Word for word, bar for bar.
I mean, they're not even trying to hide it anymore, as they can't even admit that these text messages or the people sending them were wrong.
I can very easily condemn when my side is going off the rails, but I just ask the bare minimum from Andrew. When they're talking about gas in group chats, can you condemn that?
Are we really going to do this again? No.
So you don't condemn it?
Your energy is so aggressive.
I love.
Bro just said, can you condemn it? Yes or no, Brody? It's just a simple question, man.
Okay.
Gosh,
all right, hold on.
Can't condemn that.
Just easy, buddy. Okay, so there is a whole conversation that I want this to be attached to, okay? And the whole conversation is that we have a guy who's running for attorney general in.
I condemn that.
Okay,
but you can't condemn your side.
But your party is not disavowing it. It still supports this guy.
Name one Democrat that supports him in Congress who says, I support what he said.
Tim Kaine just got asked on CNN tonight and said, yeah, I still support him.
Supports what he said?
No, he doesn't support what he says, but he's not pulling.
So no Democrat supports what he said.
You're going to parse. Okay, well, listen. I condemn what they say, but I still support them.
Thank you. Why did I have to pry that out of you?
You are parsing. It's basically a distinct.
Bro's got to get his words right quick.
Without a difference.
These are the same people that threw a fit for everyone calling Charlie Kirk racist for being racist. They threatened HBCUs and threatened violence on everybody that didn't agree with them.
Mr. President. And crazy. Well,
President, I implore you, call for a civil war.
These jokers, and they the one who wanted the Civil War, bro. I don't condemn them, bro. But like I said, bro, if y'all come to me, bro, I want the. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't been working out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get them guns. All right. Let me call that. That just happened when I work out a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just, the energy's still up, buddy. The energy's still up.
For Civil War, and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country.
And they did their best to get everybody fired for even quoting Charlie Kirk, which will always be crazy to me. But now here they are in their own words, saying some of the most disgusting, hateful things that you can possibly say about other human beings. That's where we are right now. Politics are so twisted. The media is compromised. And the country is so desensitized to open racism that it doesn't shock anyone anymore. But it should, and we have to keep talking about it and keep calling it out.
You stupid libs need to stop calling everybody you disagree with a fascist. Just because dozens of young Republican leadership send thousands of messages talking about how much we love Hitler and how we want to put our political opponents in gas and fix the showers for the aesthetic, and use so many racist, homophobic, and sexist slurs that make a 14-year-old in a Call of Duty lobby uncomfortable, and joke about and torturing people we don't like and how awesome it is that Donald Trump, who we support, definitely also not a is burning the Epstein files, which we totally know that he's in. None of that stuff makes us racist, or fascist. Okay? Just stop pretending, guys. You seriously cannot be a Republican anymore and pretend otherwise. All of you are fucking. You still identify as a Republican. You are a fucking. And this proves.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
This is insane. The biggest story in politics today, but it's also entirely expected if you've been paying attention to the Republican Party since Donald Trump got into office. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked. And then it got leaked.
New fallout tonight from a racist and violent group chat involving leaders of some young Republican groups, as reported by Politico, the outlet obtaining more than 7 months worth of Telegram messages in which they say members muse about using gas against political opponents. I'm ready to watch people burn now, one person.
Oh my God, bro. These type of people do not need. Okay.
Responds. Another describing as epic. The chat includes anti-Semitic comments and racial slurs against Black, Latino, Asian people, and other epithets.
And these okay, yeah. Okay.
Used more than 250 times, according to Politico. The outlet says one person, after being told backers would support the most right-wing candidate for a leadership role, responded, "Great, I love him." At another point, someone writes, "If we ever had a leak of this chat, we would be cooked."
They referred to Black people as this and mused about putting their political opponents in gas. Right here, everyone that votes no is going to the gas, said PG. And that person is this guy, Peter Gunta, going to be punished. And then BW says, "When do we start bullying, dude?" That guy is Bobby Walker, who has other really disgusting texts. And he says, "If they vote for us, why would they be gas?" Then AK says, "When do we bring that side out?" That right there is Ann K. Katie. And it actually gets worse. JM says, "Can we fix the showers? Gas don't fit the blank aesthetic." That guy is Joe Maligno. And there he is right there. Vice President Staten Island Young Republican Clubs. And then Ann K. Katie also said, "I'm ready to watch people, you know." William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used these words and variations of racial slurs more than a dozen times in the chat. This is William Hendricks.
Oh, okay. See, I saw this on social media. I thought, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought when they were doing this, I thought it was an AI. I really thought it was an AI, bro. I was just scrolling down, like, what it is? Is this an AI or something? Like, I wasn't paying no attention. So, yeah, these guys are weird, bro.
Hendricks, you know, I'm really starting to see a theme with all these people. They all just look kind of similar, don't they? And the final one is this guy named Alex Dwyer saying, "He did say my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person." And then that Peter Gunta loser said, "Great, I love blank." And notice how Alex Dwyer put a smiley face on that text. He loved it. This is Alex Dwyer, by the way.
I mean, this is insane. These people are talking about bringing back gas. They're joking about and calling Black people monkeys and watermelon.
and black people vote and these black conservatives and all that, y'all vote. This is what y'all voted for. Y'all some weird people.
And instead of condemning it,
I'm not talking about all of them, because the ones that voted against them, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about those ones.
President is defending them and calling them kids.
By focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry.
How are these kids? How are these kids, bro? Make it make sense, bro. So I guess we just gonna let young Republican kids. Okay,
focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But I mean, I'm like an old guy at this point. I'm 41 years old. I have 3 kids. I grew up in a different world, right? Where
then you should know what's wrong and right, man. And you need to call these people out instead of trying to defend them.
Not most of the stupid things that I did when I was a teenager and a young adult, they're not on the internet. Like, I'm going to tell my kids, especially my boys, don't put things on the internet. Like, be careful with what you post. If you put something in a group chat, assume that some scumbag is going to leak it in an effort to try to cause you harm or cause your family harm. But the reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want to.
But these are not kids, bro. These are not kids. These are adults. These are adults. These are not teenagers. These are not little babies. These are adults and older adults.
To grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives.
Even though these are anything but kids, they are full grown.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These are, look at the age, bro. Come on, stop it.
Grown employed adults.
Well, I think it's important to note that his definition of kids might be different than anyone else's. These were not.
But I think he, like I said, man. The only people they trying to, like I said, the only people they trying to convince is like their far right people. Cause like, people that have common sense know that these are not kids. He only telling that to, like, I guess his far right people, bro. You got to trick them back into like, oh, okay, they are kids. They are kids. He said it, so they got to be kids. They're kids. End of the discussion.
Not college kids. These were people who were in the GOP operative class. One of them is a state legislator. The others were, running for elected party office and staffing, elected officials. So I don't think we should qualify them as kids.
With, again, the vice president rushing to the defense of these young Republicans. And instead of speaking out against them, criticizing the language or the racism that was clearly on display.
And this set a bad look for him too, man. So,
He chose to mischaracterize these people by calling them kids when some of them are only a couple years younger than him.
What's also not surprising is how quickly our Vice President J.D. Vance rushed to make excuses for these racists. Just kids being kids? Let's take a look. Alex Dwyer is 29. Samuel Douglas is 27. Peter Junta, 31. William Hendricks, 24. Is it just me, or do white supremacists age like bananas? Joe Maligno is 35 and Luke Mossman is 24. Now, this young man has some choice slurs for Mexicans, and I really think you might want to get a 23andMe, because como se dice, you don't look white. Being a racist or being a bigot is not a mistake. Those are active choices. And when you diminish these active choices as mistakes for grown-ass adults, meanwhile, black and brown children have to deal with the consequences of your racism from birth. Tamir Rice was 12 years old. Ayanna Jones was 7 years old. Mike Brown was 18 years old. Trayvon Martin was 17 years old. Who gets to make innocent mistakes as a child? Who gets to be a child in this country? Not us. Black children are adultified the moment we leave the womb. There are too many examples of black children being murdered by the police, and the excuse is always, well, he was really tall. He looked older. I don't know.
These were not kids or teenagers. These were GOP political operatives and lawmakers in their 30s. I do think it's egregious that he called them kids, just kids being kids or making mistakes. Because one, they weren't kids. They were full-grown employed adults. And two, it's so funny how white people can be kids no matter what age they are. But a black person in their teens is looked at and considered an adult by society and punished as an adult for any mistake they make in this system.
Which is crazy, bro.
before, so unfair how fast black kids have to grow up compared to everybody else. If young people shouldn't be punished for social posts, why did the administration just announce 6 students' visas rescinded for anti-Kirk posts? Oh, the gaslighting. Factual. In this day and age, I'm actually super thankful that this political article even came out, because the text messages revealed in it are so racist and detestable. And if these people like this are allowed to go on and become policymakers, it's very obvious that they will make policies to benefit themselves, as in white conservatives, and do everything they can to harm and set back people of color.
True. And now that's true what he just said. And now, like, since all they stuff been leaked, now they probably want to try to like backpedal and like play like, oh, you know, all this and that. They're gonna try to bring up all type of excuse and everything. So I wonder what like the heads up they gonna do. Are they gonna, well, clearly the vice president dude, he's just saying they're kids. He trying to tell them to slide. But can like others, and can any other like the heads up like remove them? Is it possible for them to remove them? Because this is a really bad look on the Republican side.
Conservatives, and do everything they can to harm and set back people of color. They talked about graping their enemies and driving them to suicide, and lauded Republicans who believed they supported slavery in 2025. It is not a stretch to say that this type of racism and behavior goes all the way back to Confederates not being punished. Instead, they were rewarded and memorialized with statues, streets, schools, and bridges named after them.
None of this would be happening if they had just punished the Confederate Army like they were supposed to. Since America didn't see fit to punish those Confederate generals and soldiers like traitors like they should have, they gave space for certain groups to feel like they had a valid space within American society. I don't think we would have had the Klan. I don't think we would have had Jim Crow. I don't think we would have had as much institutional racism. Desegregation probably would have gone through a whole lot sooner. And this is how I know when people talk about the Civil War, it was not about freeing the slaves. Because if it was really about freeing the slaves, then they would have cleared out the infrastructure that allowed it to exist for so long. They would have outlawed the Confederate flag. Any Confederate generals' names would not be on all these forts and army bases. The only mention of the Confederacy would have been in history books to let people know this is what happens when you betray your country. It's like removing cancer. If you're going to try to get rid of cancer, you have to get rid of every single cell. Otherwise, it's going to spread again.
And even though there was some correction to the
let them cook.
This during previous administrations where those statues were taken down or removed, this current administration is restoring them while doing its best to erase black history. So it's no wonder that people racist as the Young Republicans or Proud Boys group or any other alt-right group that you can think of not only feel protected but feel emboldened. And make no mistake, is that a brother? The same spirit of the Confederacy that carries on today. Meanwhile, these conservatives that claim to be Christians are either silent on the situation or refusing to disavow any of it.
These kind of organizations breed an environment where you are rewarded for being an or it being a contrarian. For example, when I was on the media team at Turning Point as an intern in the summer of 2016, we had a Latino man who was on our staff, and as a joke, some other people on the staff would threaten, like jokingly, like, oh, I'm gonna call ICE on you. And that's crazy, especially considering what's happening right now. There's no more decency, there's no more respect. It is all about engaging in inherently threatening rhetoric under the guise of free speech and trolling. Really, we don't need to be surprised. This is just a symptom of a political environment that rewards upping the ante and just going for more extreme conduct and rhetoric.
Yeah, pretty much seeing how far they can push it and how far they'll go with it. It's crazy.
In the name of free speech, because it gets you attention, makes you look like you're opinionated, and that's rewarded in this environment. But I'm glad that these people are being held accountable. Some of them have lost their jobs, and I think that's a good thing. These people are being held accountable. Some of them have lost their jobs.
But that good if some of them have lost their job. All of them need to lose their job, if we're being honest, bro.
And I think that's a good thing, because these are really deplorable and offensive views, and I really do think that they're being honest here with what they're saying.
And even though it's been reported that some of these people have already faced consequences by losing their jobs, there's a very clear pattern established at this point. Whenever somebody,
but I believe like the higher ups, whoever, like I'm assuming like probably like in the back of my mind, I'm assuming like the higher up, like they probably were loving that stuff. And then they're like, yo, we gotta make this look right. We gotta get rid of them, cause if we don't, then we're gonna be looking bad, and they're gonna think we're on their side. So we gotta get rid of them. They trying to say it themselves. Like I'm thinking, like the higher up, they gotta say it themselves now, bro. I don't know. I'm thinking a little too deep in, so that's why I like I'm a little too deep in right now. So forgive me.
Right gets punished for racism, they get rewarded from the right. This goes all the way back to George Zimmerman being sent hundreds of thousands of dollars and going on a speaking tour, signing Skittles bags. Yes, that actually happened. Anytime any of these people get exposed for racism, you can guarantee they will have a GoFundMe blowing up with hundreds of thousands of dollars being donated to them.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get it. But I don't think gonna they get it for the short term. It's all good for the short term, but it ain't gonna last them for the long term though. So
them. And a lot of people actually hopped online not only to call out these text messages and the people that sent them, but also the vice president for his defense of them. Look, I understand edgy, inappropriate humor. I'm a military guy, and I do a lot of edgy, inappropriate humor with my military friends. This isn't that. I've never talked about the mass slaughter of Jews, etc. This is an insane defense. Those texts are what those people really think and feel and were comfortable sharing with other people. What we're seeing now is the adult versions of a generation that was radicalized by white conservatives feeling like they were losing their country because they had a black president. That's why you see marches like this.
White man fight back! White man fight!
And I believe these type of people probably was on the Telegram, on that Telegram thing too. Doing they probably be on them little secret things too, them little secret Telegram things or whatever. And they probably be saying a lot of stuff about us, bro. Blacks, Latinos, Asian. They saying a lot of stuff behind us. Dang. But cool.
Back! White man fight back!
White men marching, talking about fighting back in a country that they are in full control of.
Make it make sense, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, who are they going? When I see that, I'm like, who are they going against? Like,
conservatives own the House, the Senate, federal courts, the White House. They are the majority of CEOs in the country at like 80%. But because they look around and see so many black and brown people that aren't subservient to them anymore, they feel threatened. They feel like they need to take this country back. And this is the rhetoric and efforts that we're seeing now supported by this administration. Even right now, Republicans are working hard to unwind over 60 years of progress for people of color. Trump is about to steal nearly 20 more seats in Congress. The Supreme Court is poised to wipe away the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and eliminate representation of black and brown communities across the country. The GOP knows they cannot win. They are threatening governors, rigging maps across the country, and have now recruited SCOTUS to do their dirty work too. Considering 56% of black people who are overwhelmingly Democrats still live in the South, let's just say what's really happening. Black people's political power will be significantly wiped out. And this is exactly what's going to happen if the Supreme Court guts the Civil Rights Act, which they seem likely to do. And I couldn't agree with this more. When they show you who they are, believe them. Anybody on the conservative side at this point has to recognize what this party is or has become. And with the
bro, like I said when he first got in office, like I said, when I had quote, I said, I'm just here to watch it all crumble. Everything they doing and it is showing, bro. I've been saying it for the longest. I've been saying this for the longest, bro. I'm just here to watch it all crumble. But the people who that voted for the people who that voted for them, bro, this is what y'all getting, bro. It is what it is, man. Crazy, messed up, effed up too.
People in the party think about people of color and everyone else that isn't them. Basically, at this point, if you're not calling out this behavior, then you agree with. J.D. Vance had a chance to condemn his I love supporters. Instead, yesterday he sided with them. But yes, we will stop calling them fascists. They've earned it at this point. Charlie Kirk's actual legacy. College group chat. Exactly. These are full-grown adults. And I thought this was a really good point. Their hate for black people is greater than their love for America, which is how we get people like farmers voting against themselves for policies that will hurt them as long as everyone else is hurt too. This is currently the world we're living in, where these type of people feel empowered to be as racist and bigoted as possible. And that type of behavior has continuously been rewarded. We have to use our platforms to call it exactly what it is, racism, and call out anyone that's not only racist but defends it. And we have to be aware of what's happening behind the scenes policy-wise. Like what's going on with the Supreme Court and their votes against the civil.
See, I saw this, but I'm like, wait, what?
Rights Act and how it impacts not only us today, but generations moving forward. Please believe these are scary times, but it only gets worse if we don't speak up. But thanks for watching. Y'all let me know.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yo, these people getting wild, ain't they? Oh my God, but you already know, man. Legal